whichever you can do. And among this, when he's introducing the how to accumulate merit through engaging oneself into offering actions, then he is mainly introducing those 5 methods that kind of like how I translated this before, that real offer and imaginary offer, or the creation offer, and then aspiration offer, and then unsurpassable offer, and then offering of melody, kind of like pleasing offering of melody, kind of like that. So he gave within offering actions, there are also many ways that we can engage, we can choose. And then real, or the how I translated this before, real or actually present offering, real, or we can use the actually present offering, the first way of offering. And then real or actual present offering, then it starts that all of these 5 ways of offering, but however, that it's in order to complete the offering actions, and as I'm always reminding you, that which we needed these 3 steps, kind of like a perfect object and pure intention, and then perfect offer, right? With the substance, whatever we offer, a perfect offer, just completely letting it go. So when we, these 3 steps requires to the all kind of 5 way of engaging into offering actions. Either you're doing real or actual present offer, also you needed these 3 steps. Or if you're doing in a creating offer, or the imaginary offer, also you need these 3 steps. And then aspiration offer, you needed these 3 steps. And also unsurpassable offering, also you need it. Likewise, kind of like a final one, that priest offering, kind of like how I translated this. The offering of the praising melody, the offering of the praising melody. This praising, right? Praising, saying nice thing. Normally in our concept, praising means nice thing, saying nice thing. The fact, it is not that. In fact, praising is just saying nice thing, but that nice thing, what you are praising, it has to be in the person actually, not just nice thing. If that person doesn't have that nice thing, what you are saying, then that's not really praising. That's fake praising. So therefore here, the offering of praising melody, which means you need to praise them as accordance with what quality they have. Then that becomes, offering of praising, or the offering of praising melody. So, but however, any of these 5 ways of engaging, so these are, Shantideva, he is introducing, these are the main 5 ways. You have 5 choices in order to engage oneself into offering actions. And even within those 5 ways, and also he's, for example, like the first way, that actually present offer, also he gave insight within that, kind of like he guided 3 options, isn't it? That offering one's belonging, and offering non-belongings to anybody, and offer your body. Within the actual present offering, also you have 3 choices. Any of those you can do. Those can help you to accumulate merit through offering. which is we done. So far we are here in this stanza number 20. That among these 5 options, 2 completed before. 2 of them completed. Now 3 of them remained. That third, which is now we call this aspiration offering. So that you know, now here, this is aspiration offering is actually now nothing to lose. You see, now this you are just thinking. Such as like how he is instructing here. Let's go in this 20th stanza. Now this 20 stanza and 21 stanza, these 2 stanza talking about aspiration offering. That you can engage into offering actions in this way. The offering, the aspiration offering. Which is, may a host of other offerings and clouds of ravishing sweet melody that solace the pain of living beings arise and constantly abide. So you see, this is actually just making aspirations. The fact, this stanza, okay, now you see, these are the actually skillful means in Mahayana. In Mahayana, there are many different methods which Buddha doesn't show in a Theravada path, such as like this kind of method. That within an offering method, there are many options that we can engage. In Theravada, they don't have that many options. If you really want to accumulate merit through offer, then you need to actual present offer. This is there. Actual present offer is the method is there. But now those aspirations unsurpassable, those method does not exist. These are the kind of like additional method in Mahayana. That's why it's called Mahayana actually. The reason why it's called Maha means the great, big. And why it's called Maha, compared to the Hinayana path, or we can call this Theravada path, there are 7 different great methods are there. Therefore, it is called Maha. So among the 7 great methods, among the 7 great, 1 great is the method. Great of method, which exist in Mahayana idea, Mahayana path. So these are now here. These are the methods that we have so many methods, so many choices, and these are the skillful that even you don't have anything, but still you can engage into an offering actions, such as like this aspiration offering. An unsurpassable offering, and then the offering of praising melody. In order to do those actions, you don't really require the physical or the kind of like material. You don't really require the material. You can all do this in your mental, but still you can accumulate knowledge, which means those are the additional methods exist in this Mahayana path. That's why it's called Mahayana, one reason. So, but however, this stanza here, stanza number 20, how Shandideva taught about this. In this way, you can engage into aspiration offering. So just making wish for others like this. What did you get this through? May a host of other offerings and clouds of ravishing sweet melody that solace the pain of living being arise a constantly abide. Does it stand, John? What do you think? I have this very strong experience. It does. I have very confident on it. And one experience, I got it here in Toronto, actually. Yes. You know that one time they host in this multi-faith center, I think, yeah, multi-faith center, that they host a kind of like a 3 days mindfulness conference. That was very expensive though, but luckily I got it free. I got a free ticket. I went there to prepare to pay them. And there are 2 levels of tickets. One is 350, another is 450. So, but it starts from Friday evening and Saturday whole day, Sunday whole day, kind of like a two full day and 1 evening mindfulness conference. I'm able to participate some of the sessions, not all of them, some of the sessions. And then this experience, that why does Shantideva, he made this aspirations. Did you see? He made it these aspirations, right? In stanza number 20. And this is considered as an aspiration offering. And now, at that time, when I participated there, and they have one session, meditation session, like half an hour. And then that meditations you need to do with the music. They play music. And music the Indian way. Kind of like a thum, 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 and some very bore. 3 or 4 of them are there. But they also, they themselves observe this all music with the playing. And everybody in the hall, everybody is very silent. Nobody is even bothered to talk each other at that time. And I also concentrate that way they instructing. They also instructing together. When they play music, and then one people say, now you focus on that, and that. And then I follow their instruction. Just follow, listen what they're saying, follow. It makes really happy and very calm. Yes, it does. And then at that time, I thought, oh, that's the why those in ancient times, those kings, letting somebody dance and somebody play music, and they just lay down and look, watch that. Because those kings, at that time, those ancient times kings are not like today's, maybe, I think. They have big stress. They take every responsibility, even the tiniest, right? So that is very good for them to relax and stays out without depending on alcohol and just depending on music. But I'm not saying this is such a very authentic, ultimate method, but it is for the temporary, it works. It's good. Then I felt it myself that and I immediately kind of like I felt it myself. Oh, that's why in the ancient time kings are letting them play music for them. And they just lay down and listen to that music and observe their mind with that music and then fall in sleep. It really does. See this. Arise and constantly abide, isn't it? That solace the pain of living beings. Does it? Does this job? Is it removing our pain? Our pain? Yeah. So that's what I felt it at that time very strongly. And also I have some other experience too, but this is something very obvious one. I'm very aware at that time, together with the meditating, observing in the music. I didn't lose myself. If you lost, then danger. It is saying that losing in a meditative absorption, it is just like a deer lost themselves hearing the music, and then hunter get the opportunity to shoot or pull their arrow. So don't let your hunter do it. It's good, but don't lose yourself. Don't think this is a kind of like an ultimate. This is just we can use for the temporary thing. Okay, so but however, Shantideva, how he made it this aspiration. What does this mean? The aspiration offering. That all those ravishing. What is ravishing though?
Ravishing is really beautiful, fascinating at the same time.
Sweet melody, ravishing, sweet melody. However, it's called talking about those musics, those which really can remove the pain for temporary, and which really can help arise and constantly abide. You can rest in that stage. It does, yes. So now just making aspiration, okay, isn't it? Now just making wish. That's itself is a kind of like aspiration offering. Now, here. The object is here. Object is kind of like a everybody, including sentient beings too. And then may rains of flowers and every precious gem fall down in an unceasing stream upon the jewels of the sacred Dharma, imaged and all sought for offering. May rains of flower and every precious gem fall down in an unceasing stream upon the jewel of sacred Dharma, images, and all support for offerings. So now, actually, Shantideva, what do you understand? What do you getting from here? This stanza. It is not really talking about those stupas, actually. Stupas, the statues, the scriptures which representing the Dharma, and the stupas representing the mind of enlightenment, and then statues representing the Buddha body. Now just making that aspirations again. You're not doing anything. You're not offering flowers, precious gem, but you just imagining this is kind of like an imaginary offering too. Kind of like now you're just thinking, may these flowers, the substance of offering flowers and the gems, precious gems, unceasingly stream just fall down towards those objects. Towards those objects, which is Dharma, and the stupas, and the statues. Kind of like constantly, right? Unceasingly means constantly, continuously. So you think, just thinking that's up now, that's why it is called very skillful. If you really know that how to engage into this kind of spiritual path, and it is we can do while we're walking, we can do while we kind of like a traveling. This can do while we are driving. When we see the beautiful things, flowers and trees, like those, and we can immediately do that. However, in this way, the third way of aspiration, engaging oneself into action of aspiration offering, we can still accumulate merit. This is what Shantideva introduced here. And accumulating merit, it's for what? So don't forget our key point here. Why Shantideva introducing all this method? Why he's providing all these methods to us? Because we are preparing to generate authentic Bodhicitta. For that purpose, we are accumulating merit. And in order to accumulate merit, and these are the many different options that we can engage. So, but don't forget our ultimate goal, ultimate aim. So, by engaging into those actions, yes, definitely we can make it that intention so I can become rich. But that's not something right here. That not Shantideva is not introducing this method for that purpose. He is really introducing these methods so you can really generate Bodhicitta. And then, fourth one, unsubversible offering. That you make and engage into unsubversible offering actions in this way. Just as the Manju Ghosha and the like made offering to all the concurrier, I do likewise to all the Buddhas, our protectors, and to all their Bodhisattvas, children. So this is now Shantideva introducing how one can engage into unsubversible offering actions. So you see now again here, this is not difficult to make it. Just as the Manju Ghosha and the like, which means that another bodhisattvas also including, and mainly here Manjushri himself. Manju Ghosha means Manju Gokha, sometimes say Manju Gokha, Manju Ghosha. That Manju Ghosha is Manjushri, right? Bodhisattva Manjushri. And likewise Bodhisattva Samantapatra. That how they offered to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. And if we really don't know, here, okay. So accordance with his instruction in this, I shouldn't say more than that, which makes you confused, I think. So I just need to say this, exactly this one. So now, accordance with how Shantideva introduced here, in order to engage oneself into the unsurpassable offering actions, then you may focus to those bodhisattvas first, Manjushri and so forth. And just think now how they engage into offering actions. In the same way, I want to engage. Simple. When you raise that kind of intention, when you offer to yourself in this way, that how they offered, I want to offer it, following their footsteps. Shantideva guided here. This is it that you can accumulate unsurpassable. You can engage into unsurpassable offering. Why it is unsurpassable? Because the way Manjushri offered to Buddhas and Bodhisattvas is unfathomable. Now we just copyright. This is kind of like a copyright. We're just copying. We don't know how to make it as unsurpassable offering. So therefore, we just copying. We just looking those persons who really knows how to make unsurpassable offering and focusing on them. Then I also same as you. Same like kind of like a, even this happens within our life too. Can you imagine that? Sometimes when we do the meeting, right? When we do the meeting, and the wise person, he can think very far away, right, about how to improve their company and so on. And then some persons, they cannot concept that how he thinking. But they say, okay, I'm just like you. Just say, I'll follow you. And then with that, he also gets that. Whatever benefit that wise person think about future, he also getting it. Isn't it? I'm just telling you this, it happens even within this, our normal life too. This is not something unbelievable. This is something believable. I'm just giving you those. This is something not unbelievable. Isn't it? Now, what do you think? That this kind of things happen within our meeting, within our kind of like a, what could I say? Even sometimes I think also within this world meeting also happening. What America really have a plan. Some countries may don't know, but they just say, okay, just do it. We'll support you. We'll follow you. Then they benefit. They also get it. This is, if we look brighter, this has happened. And it's still within a family, this is also happening. Within a family. You know, among the family, not everybody's faculties are the same, right? Some faculties, some of the family members are very sharp, wise. Some of the family members are not really sharp, wise. And then what other person, if he is little good, what he do, if he or she knows that, oh, that person is clever, wise, then what he or she do? Okay, whatsoever, brother or mother or father, you made decision, we'll just follow your step. Then benefit everybody gets, not only that person. Benefit, every family members get benefit. Same like this idea, this logic is same way. This way we can understand this. Since you don't know how to offer how to accumulate merit, the unsurpassable, exactly yourself without depending on others, then you can engage into unsurpassable offering actions by copyright, by following their footsteps. And this is exactly Shantideva was introducing, how to engage into unsurpassable offering actions. Then Shantideva recommending that you may focus any of those bodhisattvas and then say how they offer, same way I wish to offer. This is it. In one way, it's very simple. This is it. We can accumulate the unsurpassable merit. And we can engage into unsurpassable offering actions. So now Shantideva introduced. And then last way of offering from this stanza number 23, the offering of praising melody. Okay? The offering of praising melody actions, one can engage into this way. Let me tell you, beside that too, okay, that first stop here, just go back to the unsurpassable offering. Unsurpassable offering actions, one may also can engage into that actions by, it is also saying, just generating Bodhicitta itself is also the unsurpassable offering actions. And meditating upon compassion, it's also an unsurpassable offering action. And then memorizing those meaning of the how to say words of the teachings and the meaning, memorizing, and these action is also categorized into unsurpassable offering actions. This is on the side. Okay? What Shantideva really introduced within his stanza is just copywriting their action. Okay? Beside that, they are also instructed by those great masters. Meditating upon compassion itself is also the unsurpassable offering actions. Then this we can do, and generating Bodhicitta itself is also unsurpassable offering actions. So that way, we make and engage into unsurpassable offering actions. And this is another choice, right? And now the last choice, the fifth choice, engage into offering actions in a praising melody way, is to these vast ocean of good qualities, I offer praised a sea of ears and harmonious, may clouds of turnful, what is that? Eulogy. What is this? Huh? Did you look the book? You buy book and now you don't have book.
Book is at home.
You paid $25 and now book is sitting in your home. Always, I prefer book is more good than greater than using those electronic. Yes. It has a different sense, I believe. Page 66. Okay, so the way is it? Eulogy. Is it eulogy? E-U-L-O-G-Y. Eulogy. Okay, eulogy. E is silent.
Yes.
Eulogy. What does it mean?
It's the words you speak about somebody after they've passed, at their funeral.
Oh. So this only for the funeral.
Yes.
None of others, none of other occasion.
Praising the person. Yeah, it's words of praise of the person.
Cái tiếng Việt mình là gì á? Tiếng Việt mình mà khi mà mình đi đám ma mà người ta có lời giờ nói về cái người quá khứ á, bên người ta cái văn hóa của người Tây phương thì họ nói cái đó, người Việt Nam không có
To these vast ocean of good qualities. What are you getting by these translations? To these vast ocean of good qualities. What do you understanding by this now?
bên
Now, what are you getting it?
which one?
The first line.
Yeah, the
To
one-
these
yeah,
vast ocean of good qualities.
yeah, good qualities of anyone or whoever. The good qualities, but their qualities are just as vast as the oceans, right? To those I praise, and my praise is just as vast as those oceans. Như là cái bài mà hai dịch đó.
No, it's not talking about the. It is not talking about the ocean of good qualities. It is talking about the. It is talking about the. To those kind of like, to those maybe to those here, including any kind of persons here who possesses vast kind of like a good quality, like a vast of oceans. This is not complicated, right? I offer praise to sea of air and harmonious, and may clouds of turnful eulogy ascend unceasingly before them. So the eulogy, it's Jennifer, you're saying eulogy here, it's not proper. Eulogy only can use for the funeral. Who is already passed away. Only for those who has passed away.
Typically,
Typically.
I'm going to look it up. If you elaborate on
High priest. Yeah, God is already passed, right, for them. Jesus is already passed, right?
But it can also be hybrid in the dictionary.
Yeah.
What does it say?
Hybrid.
Have different meaning.
Anyway, so this is easy, right? This is easy, not difficult to understand. Okay? But however, now, if you understood this, and now this is what Shantideva introducing, in this way, you also can engage into offering actions.
Đối với những cái
Okay,
những cái
another meaning of the word is high praise, but typically people mean it in response to somebody's passed in a funeral, but it can be used solely as high praise. To mean high praise.
Yeah. Okay. So now
Yes.
within this stanza, then now he completed providing or the instructing that accumulate merit through offering actions. Okay. So now, in order to gain or in order to have this bodhisattva within oneself, we need to have enough accumulated merit. Now, in order to accumulate merit, you can do any of these actions. And now, again, also likewise, now another method, and he's introducing that prostrations now from here, this stanza number 24, prostrations. Through doing prostrations, through that, you may also can accumulate lots of merit. And how? Then he says, to Buddhas of the past, the present, and all future time, and to the Dharma and sublime assembly, which is Sangha, with bodies of many as a grain of dust upon the earth, I will prostrate and bow. Now you understand this one? What does it mean that with the bodies, many as the grain of dust upon the earth?
Bao nhiêu vi trần và vi chi Phật mỗi đó là nó đi ghét.
Emanation of all,
Yeah.
your body as much as like
Those how many particles? How many
Particles.
particles in the world with that many Buddhas and Bodhisattvas?
No Buddhas and
No,
Bodhisattvas.
body,
Your body.
your body.
With bodies as many as a grain of dust. So mình phân thân ra mình nhiều cái thân y như vậy, mà cái lượng của chư Phật cũng vô lượng như vậy. Cái vô lượng, cái số lượng của chư Phật đó thì cũng vô lượng những cái hạt vi trần, mà mình á thì cũng phân thân ra vô lượng các hạt vi trần để mình làm các ngài, ý nghĩa là vậy đó. Và trong cái bài mà lễ cái Bồ Tát giới của mình,
You get it, right?
cái phần đó, cũng ghi như vậy, là bao nhiêu vi trần bấy nhiêu.
You don't need to loud now. You calm down. Now your voice is getting louder than my voice.
You know, it's funny when I'm going to another temple, everybody now complain I talk so small because they want me to talk loud, and then I go over there, I talk loud, but I come back to just talk small.
Anyway, so yeah, in this way you make an accumulate merit, engaging oneself into prostrations. And prostrations he is instructing, do it in this way. With your body and imagined many as the grain of dust upon the earth. How many are there? Similar with that amount, that number, you also manifested your body and then do prostrations to those objects of triple J. And also to shrines and all supports of Bodhicitta, I bow down. And also now, again, including not only those Buddha, Dharma and Sublime Assembly, but also you may also can prostrate and bow down towards those who are kind of like to shine and all supports of Bodhicitta, I bow down. Now what does it mean? Then again, it's like stupas. Those stupas, actually. Now, do you really understanding how those stupas has that? How those stupas are the kind of like a what do you call it? Actually, it is like that. When we see those stupas, which is built, kind of like Shakyamuni Buddha's stupa, we have in India, right? When we see those things, and those things really can remember the person, remind the person, and reminding that person what really we remind, and their quality. And among their quality, the most precious quality they have is bodhicitta, compassion, loving kindness. Therefore, these stupas are become the, how to say, kind of like a reminder for us, those spiritual path. So therefore, you may also can prostrate to those stupas. And also to abodes, right? Abodes. Abbots. to abbots who transmit the vow, to every learned masters, and to all sublime practitioners of Dharma. And these are also, you can prostrate and bow down. And by bowing down and paying respect, through that way, you also can accumulate merit. Now, this is what Chandideva introducing. Okay? So not only Triple J now, he also wants to include those stupas, also wants to include those abbots and learned masters, and then who are very great practitioners, even including them, paying, respecting them, and prostrating them, accordance with the Vinaya vow. Accordance with the Vinaya, that Vinaya vow, when we give the Vinaya vow, Buddha made it this kind of like a system, kind of like a, what do you call this? Seniority, yes, seniority. In Vinaya, when we give the Vinaya vow, we have this time checking, time checking. Before at that time they don't have this watch, right? So therefore they check the time based on there's a bit which called wood. There's a one wood, it's a kind of like a level wood, and they put in the sun, and then based on a shadow of the sun, and they understand the time. But that time also we use, still today we also use this. We use to check the seniority of when person takes the kind of like ordained vow, and we use those. Those is to check the seniority. Shakyamuni Buddha saying, even a one level of shadow senior is still senior. Just let's say that normally we do this 3 together. Right? 3 people together. Cannot do everybody in once. And some they do everybody in one. But our holiness, led holiness, when including right now our current holiness, and following our led holiness footstep, right? So never do the bunch of people together. They do very specifically according to the Vinaya law, which is you can do 3 persons in one time. When we ordained, we also like that. We have to line 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. And 3 persons takes more than half an hour. That's how they doing hard work for this. Whole day, when our Led Holiness ordained, whole day, 60-70%. Only 60-70% can ordain. And some other lamas, they do bunch together. So that's I don't know. We need to raise question to them. But our Led Holiness never does this. Only 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Both half ordained, because novice vow, and for the fully ordained, both 3, 3, 3, 3. At that time, however, this taking the shadow, even one shadow, he is elder than you, is before than you, he is senior than you. The shadow, based on the shadow, we check this shadow
Use what?
the light, the sunlight.
Sunlight.
The shine on the khi mà cái sóng ví dụ
Uh-huh.
yeah cái bóng của cái
This is
sợi
little complicated. We have this wood. When if sun is here, there's no shadow, direct, right? Then that's become the time. Time can differentiate it by this. And if the sun goes here, our shadows come to here. Then now you need to put this wood down. 1, 2. Okay. You become ordained the day such and such day, and time is two wood line shadow. And he becomes such and such day, same day, but 1.5 shadow time. So which means he is senior than you. You see, Buddha, when we think about this, how he is smart, making those very detailed to differentiate how he is senior and junior. They obviously, now even the time, that's how we make differentiate it. And then, why I am saying this? And senior than yourself, all practitioners, you make and prostrate, you make and respect. By respecting them, so here it says, right? Here what it says? To all sublime practitioner of Dharma, right? To all sublime practitioners of Dharma, right? Practitioner. So the practitioner, we all say practitioner, but whoever more senior than yourself, and that becomes kind of like a object for you to be able to pay respect, be able to do the prostrations. But sublime practitioner of Dharma, practitioner, it has to be practitioner. It is not saying that, oh, you are senior, but you already deteriorated, broken, you are already gone, then that's not practitioner anymore. That's it already has this boundary. Don't worry, there is a boundary already here. Sublime practitioner of Dharma. So doesn't matter, even they start before, but if they already stopped, then it is no longer Dharma practitioner, right? Completely stopped. But however, here, the sublime practitioner of Dharma, which means now that way, you make and pay respect and prostrations to those senior Dharma practitioners than you. Through that way, you also can accumulate merit. But most of us don't like to do this. Three Buddha Dharma Sangha, okay. Abbot, master, okay, I'll do prostration, I will go, I will pay respect. But little senior than my saying, no. Right? However, Shantideva introducing clear here, mentioning clear here, those are also depend on them, you also can accumulate. Okay? Now here main point, Shantideva is introducing that how one can accumulate merit. So the accumulate merit, if you have it, object of those Buddha Dharma Sangha, good, and abbot, and learned master. When you don't have above, and what you have, this is also sufficient. You make and still accumulate merit by paying respect. Also. Clear, it's clear. Do or not, it's up to you. myself is also, it's a little challenge. I'm not really paying respect, staying as my level. Yeah.
So sometimes we don't know, right?
Mhm.
That person break the vow a lot,
Mhm.
break samaya a lot.
Mhm.
And if we do prostration of respect by how to say, not knowing,
Mhm.
is it affect our practice?
No, no. It affects that person, not you at all. You still can accumulate merit. Accumulating merit by yourself is no any problem. Now that really becomes problem to that person, not you at all.
But the one who broken samaya
Mhm.
also the damage sometimes too. Like the milk and you have the stuff.
Yeah, that's now different. Now that's little higher path. We're talking about those Vajrayana.
Because I
Yes.
very close to our the one who think that's highly respect this year. And that one really broke samaya. And we really respected always like that.
Mhm.
And also
So now, how to say, without knowing, you feel that he have good samaya and everything, he is still good person, and based on that intention, paying respect, it's only benefits you. You definitely get benefits, but the persons who you paying and they're taking it, right? They know themselves that I'm not worth to take it, but still they're taking it. That's their problem. So therefore, also that within a seniority, don't take each other's kind of like when senior pay respect, junior doesn't accept him, not taking it. Right? Therefore, way of doing prostration is also different. There are accordance with the Vinaya way, which I don't want to put that. But seniors to junior, way of prostration is different. They don't do like same as a junior doing to senior. They're doing with a different way. I don't like it. They're just putting their hand. And also, you see, I have heard this. They have a gesture prostration, right? Hand prostration. And now, hand prostration, gesture prostration, I think that's that in accordance with the Vinaya, when those senior, how to say, according, they have to confess each other. When I confess, they become my object. When they confess, me become their object. We confess each other. When we confess each other, then if my friend, they are senior than me, then way to do the prostrations to them is normal way. We just do normal way. But that senior to me, when they do prostrations to me, then with the gesture, not really prostration like this. There's a way. Oh no, we have this putting. We have this yellow robe, right? You know this yellow robe. We wear yellow robe and put it this. Yeah. 1, 2, 3 prostration. To the junior. Yeah, senior to junior, the way of prostration is different. And now, kind of like a more stench that I have heard, there is an eye prostration too. You see?
that's easy.
Eye prostration. Have you heard about? This is this Chinese king. He made it. I heard there's Chinese tradition. Chinese king, the empire, right? Empire. When they really want Dharma. So They have to learn from some just stranger. Just some stranger who is great practitioner, they have to invite them into palace and they have to study from him, right? Him or her. But now, to do really prostrations to them among his minister and everything, king hesitating, right? And then king prostrating to that his teacher. 1, 2, 3. That's eye prostration. I just blink. 1, 2, 3. Doing nothing, moving nothing, just moving your eye. So therefore, nobody seeing that king doing prostrations to them. That's called also, we call this king prostration. King, they hesitate to do that, right? Actually, they need to do, right? They need to do in order to receive teachings, but they hesitate to do, and they do it in this way, skillful way. So they did prostrations, and nobody ever it. But however, here, so the object for oneself to pay respect and bow and prostrations, and all of this you can do, right? Triple Jing, obviously, and then stupas, at which we are doing it, and then also to the abbots, learned masters, and even to the Dharma practitioners. We can still pay respect and bow and prostrate. Through that action, also there is a way that we can accumulate merit. This is the main point that Shantideva introducing here within these 2 stanzas. And then now this 26th stanza, accumulating merit. Now this accumulating merit through taking refuge. Wow. Bring refuge to Triple J. Until the essence of enlightenment is reached, I go for refuge to the Buddhas. Also, I take refuge in the Dharma and in all the host of Bodhisattvas. So the time-wise, until the essence of enlightenment is reached. Until that, time-wise, purity is that. And persons who is going, I go for refuge. Object to whom? Then Buddha, Dharma, and Bodhisattvas, Sanghas. And taking refuge again and again under Triple Jing. And that's the way also we can accumulate merit. This is now Shantideva what's introducing here. So mainly here Shantideva introducing that we need to have enough merit to have a generate bodhicitta within oneself. Now, in order to accumulate merit, these are the many different ways that we can accumulate merit. And within this stanza, also they talk about now introducing lots of about refuge, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, which I think we are okay. We don't need to say much about those. Why we need to take refuge under the Dharma Sangha. And then one reason I can definitely tell you is why. Because the idea of bodhicitta, you see, the idea of bodhicitta, not even idea of bodhicitta, also the idea of liberation, you will get only when you're depending on Triple J. There's no any other religious talk about even liberation. No, while enlightenment is far.
cái sự giác ngộ còn xa vời.
So the bodhicitta means now we are seeking enlightenment, right? So since we are seeking, looking enlightened, then we need to depend on some right object who really can show that enlightenment, which means they themselves understand that enlightenment. Now, it does not mean that I am kind of like looking very down to others. This is fact. Okay? You cannot find those liberation and enlightened informations any other than depending on triple gems. No any other talk about this. That's the fact. And then another, also that, as told you, this does not mean that we look others as a down. No. We still needed those. Normally what I'm thinking is, these we need it because these others religions also teach accordance with their own capabilities. And likewise, normally I'm concerning like a kindergarten and then the kind of like a junior high school. We needed those in order to get level to the senior high school, college, university, in order to get oneself into those stages, those levels. We have to go through those kindergartens and then junior high schools and then to senior high schools. Therefore, I'm saying that it does not mean that we're looking them as a down. Yes, isn't it? That the idea about the knowledge for this mundane knowledge, which have in a university, which have in a college, which have in those ideas they don't have in a kindergarten. Kindergarten idea, they don't have this idea, isn't it? But it doesn't mean that you don't need kindergarten. You still need kindergarten. This is something I'm not kind of like a, what do you call it? How can I say? I'm not saying this based on a bias. I'm saying this based on a fact that you can check by yourself. It is similar like that. Similar like this example, that the idea which exists in university and college, those ideas are not really in the kindergarten and high school, junior high school. They don't teach those. Right? They don't have those ideas. Likewise here, going refuge to Triple Gem means you are completely relying on his instructions. And when we rely on Triple Gem's instruction, and those Triple Gems, what they really guide is this, liberation and enlightenment. And all this. We don't need to take that when we go refuge to the Triple Gem, it is just like a going refuge to some sort of like a, what do you call it, normal person. It is completely different. The way of going refuge maybe looks same, but the purpose and meaning, everything is completely different. Completely different. So the one reason I told you now, rather than explaining so much about Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, in short here, even these idea, enlightenment, even liberations. Here, Shantideva, since we are learning this, it's assuming that we are seeking Bodhicitta, which means we are seeking enlightenment. So the enlightenment, that path or the informations how to achieve enlightenment, we can only get it when we depend on a right object, right person, right kind of object. And that I can 100% surely, with the confidence, say that there is no any other than Triple Gem who guides this path. Therefore, persons, for example, like a person who is kind of like a seeking to have a flower, then you may need to go to, better to depend on gardeners, right? Person who doing garden. You seek flower and going to what? Grocery store. They still sell the flower. Going to butcher, yeah, let's say going to butcher, or the going to kind of like a going to buy a juice store, alcohol store, and let's say LCBO. Then that's the wrong. You're depending wrong. You won't get flower, right? Similar like that. You seek enlightenment, you seek liberation, but not relying on Triple Gem, then you won't get liberation, you won't get enlightenment. So therefore, and going refuge to Buddha Dhamma Sangha is something important, and specifically those who are seeking liberation and enlightenment. 100% sure. There's no any other object that they can guide you liberation and enlightenment rather than Triple Gem. Generally, for all, particularly persons who are seeking these two things. Okay, so stop here. So if you have a question, we can discuss. So far now, Shantideva guided us that in order to have a bodhicitta within oneself, make sure we have enough merit. And now in order to have a merit, then he is introducing these are the ways, actions that if you engage, you can accumulate enough merit to have it bodhicitta within yourself. Among this, refuge is the most important thing, isn't it? Since we are looking at bodhicitta, that idea of bodhicitta, that we can only get it when we rely on Triple Gem, none of others. That I can tell you one thing, that this, our Khyentse Norgye, right? Khyentse Norgye, you may know that Khyentse Norgye, when he told me that he spoke with one Hindu scholar, the masters, in Washington DC, I think. He came to teach. And then they discussed about some Dharma discussion. And then Khyentse Norgye Khyentse Norgye tell a little bit about this compassion and bodhicitta. And then that master told him, oh, this is very interesting. He never had that. You see, he said that to Kemanology. This is very interesting things. Generating Bodhisattva at the beginning. Yes, it is true. They have no idea about this. This is not I'm saying something because of they look down, it is because of that. Anyway, okay, so now we stop. Now Shantideva guide us here how to accommodate marriage through engaging into these many kinds of different options and actions that he provided so far. But still, it's not finished yet, okay? Still there. Okay, now if you have question, we can discuss. Jennifer?
You had mentioned, Toku, that liberation is not possible without refuge. And you just gave the example of the Hindu. I don't know the other religions well enough, but can they not reach some form of, I don't know, transcendence through their own path?
Transcendent means?
I'm not sure. Well, let's just use the word liberation. Can they not reach that through their own path, whether it's Hinduism or Judaism or Catholicism or whatever it is?
Yeah. They don't have that idea. They don't have that idea to go beyond. So how can they go beyond? Even they wish to go beyond, but still they cannot. Because they don't have tools to go beyond.
No?
Yeah, no.
What about, let's call it be one with God.
No,
Let's say they want to be one.
doesn't matter. For example, like Jennifer, I can tell you one thing, that have you ever heard selflessness before Buddhism?
I'm struggling, but maybe in Catholicism, like Christianity rather, where they like be like Christ and
be like Christ.
Christ
Still,
would give you all of his possessions.
You
so
see,
you should be like that.
you see, they don't go beyond Christ. They don't go beyond yourself. You have to be like Christ. You is there.
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying.
So this is tricky.
Yes.
Yes, it is tricky. So therefore, in one way it is easy. Another way it is little tricky. Therefore, people are struggling to have that idea. In one way it is very easy. When you really look, nothing. It is not difficult. But we don't really want to look carefully. We just want to stay with these distractions. So none of the other religions talk about selflessness actually. That's truth. That's fact. So therefore, I was saying this, they don't have these tools to go to liberation. They wish, but they don't have the tools, so they cannot. Good, we go. Oh, yeah.
So just to capture it and clarify, the way of gathering merit, according to Shantideva, is to give offerings in these 5 different ways.
Engage oneself into those 5 different ways, actions. That is based on an offering. And then additional prostration and additional taking refuge. going refuge to the. These are now another idea, another way of accumulating merit.
So all of these needs are accumulated. So he doesn't say anything about Manila.
No. This
Isn't that
comes.
the ultimate,
This
isn't
comes.
that the ultimate way to gain merit? Isn't that the ultimate way to gain merit?
These comes in a little higher teachings. And don't think this is all high. There is another greater. Mahayana path is, compared with the Theravadan path, it's higher. But still, it takes many eons to achieve enlightenment.
So, solitary realizer realize.
Yeah. Now that's okay. Solitary realizers, it's saying that when Buddha wasn't here on this planet, when Buddha's idea is not to remain in this world, and so solitary realizers are happening during those times. And those saying that during the Shakyamuni Buddha time, or let's Shakyamuni Buddha is one example, okay? During the Shakyamuni Buddha time, during his idea time, right now, it is just like right now. We are trying to practice our best, right? And then, but our practice is not enough us to give us a liberation. So we still coming back to the cyclic existence, samsara. But we coming back, it's not necessarily that Shakyamuni Buddha's idea will gonna remain until you are remain. Right? That when Shakyamuni Buddha's ideas time to deteriorate, time to disappear, it will gonna disappear. But after that, still you, if you are not liberated, you will have to come again and again. Now during those times, then you have some capability to become a solitary realizer by depending on those, looking on those naturals, such as a giving example like going to the cemetery and looking the dead body, and through that they use their intelligence to understand where this dead body comes. It comes from a life. That life becomes that body. And where life body came, then go to the mother's womb, birth. And where birth comes, then becoming. Like those all 12 links of dependent originations, that they can understand by themselves, not having any spiritual guidance, but still they can understand all this. When they understood all this, to have link of interdependent origination, then that makes them solitary realize. Okay, we go lunch. So before dedicate, okay? Sanam de Namje Zivani, Pomne Neve, Janam Amje, Jega Naji, Walon Chubai, Sibin Zolen, Goan, Rowan Show, Jambal Pavel, Chitara Kembanga, Kundu Samba, Deyan Dish, Siddha Kunji, Jesu Daloji, Gewan Didan Tamje, Rablu, Gewan Di, Shio, Sanam Yeshi, So, Sanam Yeshi, Lejongwe, Tamba Kunyi. Show Sanjay Kusum Nibe Chimanda, Chini Yur Dembe Chim Gendin Meche Dembe Chimandi, Jadaramova to read in English. This beneficial activity may I obtain omniscience, and having vanquished the harmful enemies, greed, anger, delusion, may I liberate all beings tossed about helplessly by waves of birth, aging, illness, and death in the ocean of becoming, by conforming to the knowledge of courageous Manjushri and Mariam, and in the same way as the Sandhavata and Sambhu, and following their example, I dedicate perfectly all this virtue. By this virtue, may all beings perfectly achieve the accumulation of merit, Swana, Yeshi, and may they thereafter obtain the two holy bodies which result from these two accumulations. By the blessing of the Buddha Sangha, who obtained the three bodies, and the blessing of the immutable truth of the Dhamma, Chuni, by the blessing of the infallible aspirations of the Sangha, may this prayer of dedications be accomplished just as it is. So even with the dedication, we see this second stanza, Jambhara Jidarikimbana, that we copywriting. If we don't know how to dedicate perfectly, then we just reading this and imagining this, that becomes perfect dedication. This is taught by Shakyamuni Buddha. You make a copyright dedication in this way. Okay, good.